Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George here, and today we're taking the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness in the Geyser Blue Pearl. This is an exclusive color to the Wilderness trim family of vehicles. So this is the most off-road oriented Crosstrek they've ever made from factory. You've got increased ground clearance, 9.3 inches, which is a pretty significant bump over the 8.7 you get in a standard Crosstrek. You get some exterior cladding that is exclusive to the Crosstrek. This front end is exclusive to the Wilderness Crosstrek as well. You've got a different grille, that front bumper, very angular. They've increased the approach angle with this bumper, with this cutout. Makes it easier to get your tire up on an obstacle. We also get these forward-facing 6 LED Gatling gun style fog lights. They're ridiculously bright. And of course, you get the standard, smaller, more aggressively styled LED steering responsive headlights that you find in every other trim. These headlights are absolutely fantastic at night. These anodized copper highlights, you remove those, and that's where you insert a tow hook or an eye bolt to help recover other vehicles. Now, one of the more aesthetically striking pieces, especially on the lighter color Subarus in the Wilderness trim, you get this matte black hood decal, decal sticker, whatever you want to call it. And this is designed to reflect less sun into the driver's eyes, which I didn't think was actually something that would work. It made a big difference. I did experience that. Now you will notice this is a little bit wider, and I mean probably about 50% as wide as the ones that you see on the Crosstrek, or sorry, on the Outback and the Forester, and that's just because of the layout of the hood. I think it looks fantastic. You don't notice it as much on the dark gray or the black. We get chunkier cladding around the wheel arches, the fender flares, if that's what you'd like to call them. And we do get these exclusive matte black painted wheels on the Wilderness. And you've got Geolander AT tires on them. So it's a 3-peak mountain snowflake rated tire. You can legally drive it year round. It's not as aggressive as some of the all-terrains out there. It's a nice balance of off-road performance with on-road manners and noise. It's one of the more quiet all-terrains you can get. I'll give you that side profile. Very, very sporty. The increased ground clearance isn't as apparent standing on its own. If you have it next to a standard Crosstrek, it is quite noticeable. We have this additional cladding along the bottom, and this is designed to kick up or to stop kicked up rock sticks, that sort of thing, from damaging the paint. It's a cover. You've got Crosstrek and an anodized copper highlight. You've got the Wilderness badge right there. You do get 3 of them on the exterior of the vehicle. And you get gray plastic mirror caps. So these are not painted. These are not going to mark up very easily, which is quite nice. Integrated turn signals, because Subaru is all about the safety. Different crossbars versus your standard Crosstrek, or sorry, roof rails, I should say. These are heavier duty. They're designed to carry things like rooftop tents. And this highlight is pretty striking on the blue. I think that this is probably the best color combo for the anodized copper with the blue. That's my personal opinion. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments if you think that the highlights look better on a different color. If you like them on the blue, let me know. I'd be interested to know what the community consensus is. Fuel door, rear passenger side. If your driver door is unlocked, simply push on it and it's open. When you lock the driver door, a pin shoots out of there, locks in here, and they can't access it. Regular, unleaded, run 87. You don't have to run anything fancy. You can if you want, but it is tuned to run on regular. Give you the rear 3/4 view. This is my favorite view of the new Crosstrek, especially on the Wilderness. I think it looks absolutely amazing. I love this new rear tail light design on the 24s. And the rear bumper. I love this. This is one of my favorite pieces of the new design language for the Wilderness. You've got increased departure angle, and that is, if you take a look, like it's fantastic. You've got a lot of tire showing because the bumper cuts in there, which I am a huge fan of. I'm a big off-road driving vehicle fan, and I think that's a absolutely great departure angle. We also have Subaru in the back. You know, you see on a lot of vehicles, they're putting the name, either the brand or the vehicle. Toyota pickups have them across the back. I saw a Hyundai the other day that had it across the back, whatever the new truck style is. I think it looks really good on this. Again, the anodized copper highlights there. Those indicate tow hook locations that you can insert an eye bolt into. Little black circles in the rear bumper. They'll apply the brakes if it thinks you're going to hit something in reverse between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. And I guess it would help if I had unlocked all of the doors in this. So I'll be right back. And I'm back. On the rear hatch, Wilderness badge, and you get blacked out Crosstrek symmetrical all-wheel drive badging. Easy open. You got the struts. It's not powered. Easy grab handle to pull down. It's easy close. LED cargo light, which you can shut off. It just turns on when you open the hatch. It'll shut off when you close it. There's a ton of room in the back of a new Crosstrek of the 24s. Way more than people expected. I've shown several people Crosstreks in the last couple days, and they've all told me, no, it's going to not have enough storage, and they've all been pleasantly surprised, and 2 of the 3 left in Crosstreks. So we've got privacy cover, adds everything from the top of the seats down. This is standard equipment, by the way. They've changed it since the previous ones. You've got the handle, which is nice. It's a lot easier. They used to just have a piece of plastic that you would grab, but it works really well. This entire piece, this tonneau cover, is removable, and it's just based off a telescopic. You just move, and then you can remove it. Move it to the side. Comes with the Wilderness cargo tray, which I think looks great. I like this new pattern. I like kind of like a bamboo style rocks. I like it. It's got a nice lip on it to contain anything that may spill. On the corners, just like every other Crosstrek, we've got the bottle/cup holders for tailgating. We have our grocery bag hooks. We've got the cargo net tie-ins, and we have nice hard mount physical tie-downs up front. Got the little mountain motif, including the Crosstrek. Easy close, as I was mentioning. Doesn't take a lot of force. You don't have to be particularly strong to do that. Now, we'll go to the second row. And again, lots of people think, oh, it's going to be super tight, not a lot of room for passengers. There's great headroom, great leg room. I'm a bigger guy, 6'2". I fit in the second row comfortably. Of course, it does depend how proportionate legs, torso are. Makes a difference. But you can fit up to 3 people comfortably across, and you will notice all the Wilderness trims, they have the black headliner. Seating material in the Wilderness is the StarTech Soft Touch All-Weather Upholstery. Easy to clean, non-perforated. I actually find this material more comfortable. I find the seats more comfortable because this material actually has a little bit more cushion to it. Copper accent stitching. Very, very comfortable. Now, this has a little bit of a different texture than the Wilderness Forester and Outback, but so far it seems to hold up just as well and seems to be just as easy to clean. Fold down armrest with integrated cup holders. Got 2 USB ports, USB A and C. Keep everyone connected on those longer trips. Matte back pocket on the rear of the front passenger seat. You get the high wall rubber floor mats. That's standard equipment in the Wilderness. This is designed to be a textured step. So the idea is you stand on that if you're putting anything on the roof. The reason being, if you stand on the tire to do this, the tire sits well inside the fender, so you're not going to get as much of your foot on there. But if I'm standing on the tire, I'm right at the back here. So I'm leaning to load anything or put anything anywhere meaningful, strap something down, and I could put myself in a precarious situation. Rear door card, hard touch materials, soft touch armrest, more stitching, easy to grab handles. And this is something that I know I'm kind of weird for liking this, but I like how they've done this. There is a little cut in and it bumps out. So it's easy to grab it. My hand's not going to slide off unless it's covered in oil or something, but really easy to close these doors. That's something that I really like and really notice. A little bit more storage with bottle holder, your power window switch, child locks if you need those. And then, just like all Subarus, back door has this little post sticking out and it locks in there. And that's an extra side impact crash safety bar that Subaru's installed, designed to reduce the chance of something intruding into the passenger cab in the event of a side collision. So Subaru's all about safety. That's hugely beneficial in my opinion. Hopefully none of you ever have to experience that. Front door card looks very similar, except this is soft touch in addition to the armrest being soft touch. We have our window lock, our 2 power rear windows. The front 2 are auto, which is nice. We've got our power mirror adjustment, a little bit more storage than the back, bottle holder, and we get the Harman Kardon upgraded audio system. Phenomenal audio system, and especially in a vehicle the size of a Crosstrek, it's really nice. Now, we do have this caution, R diff, rear diff, temp, just tells you what to do. And, you know, if you're off-roading, you could get things a little warmer than normal. Driver's seat is power, including lumbar. It's the same StarTech seating material up front as it is in the second row. Very, very comfortable seats, which have Wilderness embossed on the headrest. Now, Subaru did a lot of research. These seats are designed to reduce fatigue over long driving distances, so you should be more refreshed and more alert when you're driving in a Crosstrek. By the driver's left knee, we have a scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges. We have our faux carbon fiber that ties across from the door here, and our steering wheel adjustment right there. And we have both tilt and telescopic, so you can adjust it for drivers of varying heights, leg, and arm lengths, seating positions. Depending how you like to sit, it can be very beneficial. I like to sit back quite far, but I don't like my arms outstretched like a race car driver, so this, being able to pull it towards myself, is very beneficial to me. Left-hand side of the steering wheel, we have our Bluetooth and audio controls. You can accept calls, hang up or decline calls, issue voice commands, control the volume of your calls and the music, switch between your presets or go to the next song on your playlist, source switches from AM to FM to satellite to USB, auxiliary, etc. Then this right here, that little toggle, changes our small information screen. Gives you fuel economy for trip A, trip B, time running versus distance traveled. Bunch of different info. Depends what you want to look at. You can see the fog lights are on, they're off. Just turn the headlights back to auto so they go off. That's all from right here. So, important to note, auto high beam assist only works if the headlights are set to auto. Doesn't work if you have your headlights turned on and you have your highs on. Doesn't do that, just so you're aware. We do have paddle shifters, which is nice. We can manually select our own gears, downshift and upshift, depending what you're doing. It is nice to have that little bit extra control. I use the paddle shifters in my Crosstrek and my Outback all the time. Right-hand side, we have our adaptive cruise and we have our lane centering. Now, both of these are controlled from the 3 black boxes, those color stereo EyeSight cameras. They're looking for pedestrians, cyclists, road lines, and other vehicles. These also do automatic emergency braking, which is pretty important. Saves you 10% on your basic insurance here in BC. And essentially, if it stops you from hitting something once, it's more than paid for itself. But it's a set of eyes. Subaru's put it behind the glass because glass is a lot cheaper than replacing sensors in the front bumper, which is nice. So, adaptive cruise. I've got the cruise turned on. You get an image of the Crosstrek there, and you'll notice there's 4 bars ahead of it, all the way down to 1. That is the follow distance behind the vehicle ahead of you. You will follow at if you catch up while using cruise control. So, if you catch up to someone, you're going 110, they're going 100, you'll slow down, follow them at a safe distance. 100 kilometers an hour is roughly 150 to 180 feet behind the vehicle ahead of you on the highway, which is nice. As they slow down, you will slow down. Now, you'll notice there's those gray lines there. I've just activated the lane centering portion in the system. I've turned it on, made it active. So if the cameras can see the road lines as you're driving, whether it's one or both sides, it'll illuminate white on the corresponding side and will give you gentle steering input to keep you off or centered in the lane, which is nice. It's easy to overpower. It's not going to rip the wheel out of your hand and steer you into another vehicle. It's a great system. If you have a chance for someone to demonstrate it to you and then try it yourself, I recommend that. It is nice. I didn't think I would like this safety driving tech, but it works out really, really well. We have intelligent and sport drive modes. Intelligence for everyday driving, sport for more spirited driving. You're going to go faster sooner. Heated wheel, off, on. Little orange light indicates it's on. Now, it doesn't heat at the top here, just where you're supposed to keep your hands, but it gets nice and toasty. Great thing here in the north. We have the 11.6-inch touchscreen that they've broken into 3 portions. Up top, we have dual function X mode. So this is like 4x4 low in a pickup for off-road, steep situations. To engage it, you have to be going under 20 kilometers an hour, and it works up to 40 kilometers an hour. It's got snow and dirt, and it does change here. Snow and dirt, little green icon right there is your downhill descent control. And then when I hit deep snow and mud, it also turns off traction control, and that allows you to spin your wheels to chew you out of that situation you found yourself in. I've also got weather, which is part of your satellite radio trial, which is 3 months. Widgets, which we can change around. If you don't want to look at water temp and oil temp, click it, select the one you want, and just like always, I set it to the calendar. That's just the ones that I default to. Got what we're listening to. Then the main portion of the screen, we still have physical volume and tuning knobs, which is nice. Radio, media, and phone are fairly self-explanatory. Under apps, we have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is great. You do your voice texting, navigation from your phone. It's fantastic. Access to the My Subaru app after the vehicle is registered in your name. It's also our backup camera. You put it in reverse, backup camera pops up, rear assist braking is on, parking sensors are on. It is kind of hard to tell because there's a shadow with the way the sun's sitting, but It shows you the top of the bumper there so you can get close to things in reverse. You can tell exactly where you're at. I can clean the backup camera by twisting and holding this towards myself. I'm not going to do that because the new owner's coming to take delivery of this shortly, and I don't want to cover the back in washer fluid. We have settings, access to the My Subaru app, car info, driving statistics, maintenance. You can set reminders, really easy to do. You can turn the display off. Valet mode, auto vehicle hold, which is a brake holder for construction, drive through a rush hour traffic, and you can turn off traction control independently if you'd like. Home button, this little open envelope, always takes you back here. Beside the home button, we have the ability to turn off auto start stop. I can turn on auto vehicle hold here. I can hook up additional phones to Bluetooth. I can set driver profiles. I hit the little vehicle. I've got vehicle control, driving assistance, more settings, like really easy stuff to take care of and adjust. You can't wreck anything by playing with it. So that is nice as well. They've built in safeties. Climate control on the bottom here. We've got physical buttons on either side, and I can adjust in 0.5 degree increments, which is handy, or I can bring up the screen and I can just simply click. I can drag, makes it easy. I've got control over where I want my airflow. I can sync it back to just driver controlled. I can control if I want AC on, max AC, if I want to recirculate the air inside. Big fan strength buttons, hard to miss, hard to fat finger. Below that, USB A and C sockets along with an auxiliary. And then we have a 10-watt wireless charger here. Your phone is going to get warm while using this, but that's normal. Don't be alarmed. It is an automatic CVT. We do have the manual mode. That's where the paddles come in. Park brake, you pull up to activate, foot on the brake and push down to deactivate. Heated seats, high and low settings for both driver and passenger. Offset cup holders with drink raisers, 12-volt power point, and then we have a little bit of storage, soft touch armrest. Then this is actually quite deep. There's no power points in there, but they did leave slots for you to run cords through. So if you put a power bank or something in there, you got to hide something in there with a cord. It's beneficial for that. You don't crush the cord when you're using the armrest as an armrest. Up top, SOS and concierge. That's part of your 3-month trial to the satellite radio. Sunroof controls, got our map lights, sunglass storage. I put cards in that. Vanity mirror. And then I can fold it out and extend that to make sure the sun's not blinding me on either the left or the right side, which is nice. I'm actually just going to pull this a little bit forward here because I got someone beside me pulling out. I want to make it easy for them. They're super nice to drive. That revised gear ratio makes these super peppy. It's great. We'll turn that off. We'll turn that back on. And now I'll show you guys under the hood. Rear seat reminder because the back door was open within 30 minutes. Turning on the car. And just like every other Subaru out there, when you're facing the hood, hand in to the right-hand side of the logo, facing down from right to left, pops it open. That's the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder boxer engine that Subaru uses. 182 horsepower. It's plenty in a vehicle this size. It's very peppy. And pretty much everything in yellow is what the average consumer is going to touch during ownership. Dipstick, coolant, block heater, oil, engine oil, washer fluid, brake fluid. We've got easy access to the battery. You've got your oil filter up there, and you have easy access to your air filter as well. Now, I did say block heater, and we have installed a block heater right there. Don't know why I said that instead of oil, but let me give you a quick 360 walk around of the car, the final piece. I think it's absolutely fantastic vehicle. They're great. Meets most people's needs. If you need something larger, there is a wilderness vehicle and pretty much every flavor for you. Crosstrek's like driving a street legal go-kart. They're very, very fun, peppy vehicles. Very, very safe in the event of a collision. And they're fun to drive. That's one of the big things for me about a Crosstrek is it's a daily driver, but it is a fun daily driver. But thank you for watching my quick walkthrough of this 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness in the Geyser Blue. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. If you guys have any questions about this vehicle behind me, or any of the tech in it, any of the vehicles or tech in our lineup, put them in the comments below. I'm more than happy to answer you guys' questions in regards to Subarus. If you're in British Columbia looking for a car, please reach out. I'd love to help you find your perfect Subaru. And Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.